Hi guys, this is Slim T and you're watching Celeb Hangout on Kaftan TV. Don't go anywhere, it promises to be exciting. We'll be right back.
Musa or Meka, I'm trying to say you can be a you a bounce, blow my mind, super false, buddy. Of a goddess, if you ride, I can be a horse. I'm picking you Lambo, taking shots, I'm calling you Rambo. When we dance, I'm calling you Mambo. Trying to catch my condo, got Suki Sambo. Girl, let me be your.
Okay, so a brief history of myself and how I started music. Well, basically my name is Aditayo Okewo, popularly known as Slim T. Everyone calls Slim T because I'm slim, and I've been doing music for a very long time. I think professionally about 13 years, and you know, it's been a very wonderful journey because I've had the likes of learning from people in the industry, and you know how I started. I've always been inspired by music of, you know, African sounds, percussions and all that. So, you know, while in school, you know, every time there's always class, when we're on break, I would, you know, from time to time write lyrics, write raps that I can sing to some of my classmates. But, you know, when I entered university, it was just, you know, there that I had to join groups and, you know, learn choreography and rapping and all that. So I had my first manager immediately I was done with school, and, you know, I worked briefly with a couple of producers in the industries, from, you know, Night House, Busy, a bunch of producers, and released a couple of tracks. So it's been fun. It's been quite a journey, but here we are today, and I'll be telling you more about myself. Okay, so my parents' reaction to when I wanted to do music, well, they are very supportive. So in a sense, they actually supported my music career. However, when I was in my final year, because the passion started from secondary school, but when I got to my final year, I was starting to get a lot of positive feedback from the music industry, which at a point in time, I was actually considering dropping out because, you know, I was at the position of an opportunity that was presented towards me, and I felt that, you know, I had a bigger shot, you know, but they, you know, what's the word? They tried to advise me, and, you know, they spoke to me about, you know, school is very important, you know, just have the degree, and once you have the degree, you can do whatever you like. And luckily for me, when I stayed back in school and I had the degree and I wanted to professionally do music full time, you know, they were my first contributors to my music video. They paid for half of the money for the music video. So they've been very supportive of my craft. And now that today I'm, you know, into the music thing and production, they're still here supporting. So yeah. Okay, so, you know, from the music industry, I've always been inspired by how, you know, the directors shoot their music videos, and also I always thought to myself it would be very nice to have something that I can create, that I can be involved with the creative direction, and, you know, just basically present music videos in such a way that no other people were doing, which prompted me to form my production company in 2017, OAV Productions. And, you know, it's from the likes of people like Clarence Peters, a bunch of other people that inspired me to say, you know what, this is something that I want to venture in, and to be able to create visuals that tell compelling stories for music, art, corporates, and, you know, just something that is different from your comfort zone. Music is passion. It's something that comes to me naturally, but from time to time you would want to explore other aspects. So it was just, you know, inevitable that I would end up in production. It's been good, it's been fun. We're still learning and we're still on the journey. Well, the difference between my personal and my music life is that personally I'm very private. So when it's not about the music, when it's not about the business, it's very difficult to know so much about me. But, you know, I always try to ensure that my private life does not interfere, you know, with my music life, because, you know, your music life is just out there. Everybody wants to know what it's all about you, and, you know, if it's about me, I can tell everything about me. But when it gets to personal family, I'm always very private. I don't like to reveal so much. But yeah, the outgoing Slim T is for, you know, people and the media, but Tayo, the personal guy, is like a family guy, you know, very quiet, always indoors, doesn't like to go out unless I have a show. Yeah. So in my spare time, I like to research on creativity. I like to, because I create content, you get, video wise, and when I'm not making music. So in my spare time, I like to research more on faster ways of getting things done, creative direction, what new trends are going on in production, how to make the business better, ideas that can inspire from new music. So I'm always engaged in my spare time, and when I'm not working, I'm either just taking test shots or I'm flying a drone somewhere in one remote town or city just to create content. So yeah, that's me in my spare time. My biggest performance. I think in the career of my music industry, my biggest performance so far would have been the Lagos Countdown that I performed years ago. And it was my biggest because it was one of my highest paying gigs, and they had so much crowd. Like, I'm sure they were up to about 4,000 people there. And I remember getting on stage and trying to perform. I was, trying not to look at the crowd, just trying to look at the lights and perform. And as I just turned back, I didn't know that there was a screen in front of me. So as I turned back, I saw myself on screen and I froze. And everybody was worried, like, did something happen to him? But I just started like, oh wow, this is me on screen. Then I turned back and continued, and everybody just started shouting. That and one of the end of the year parties that I performed for one of the top banks, and it was fun because I've never performed for that kind of crowd. It was so much crowd. But, people helped me on that performance, especially Basket Mouth. It was like, that's me on our supporter, me on no buam. So it was a very, very fun. That was like my biggest performance as well. The best career advice I've ever gotten was from my mentors, and I remember back then they would always drill into my head that relationships are important, don't burn bridges, and nobody owes you anything. Those three. And I have kept them at the back of my head as a form of mantra that, whatever you're working on or whatever you're creating, always remember that, nobody owes you anything. You must ensure that it's more about the relationships and not necessarily about the money that they're paying you, because we're constantly growing and people are constantly going to different levels of their career. So relationships are very, very important to ensure that you stay in business and you stay guided. Alright, so you're still hanging out with Slim T on Celeb Hangout on Kaftan TV. Don't go anywhere, we'll be right back so you can learn more about me and my hangout. Thank you. And we're back. You're still hanging out with us on Celeb Hangout on Kaftan TV, and you're chilling with me, Slim T. Let's continue this ride. Okay, the top 3 producers I would like to work with, I would like to say, personally, in my own opinion, SARS, Legendary Beats, and EXO. I've been working with EXO for such a long time, but he's still one of my top 3. I'd like to add another addition. I feel Killer Tunes is also a great producer, and there's also this guy called Def Play as well. I think those are some of the other guys. If I couldn't work with those top 3, those are the other guys I would like to work with. And I like them because their style of creating beats is just very different. It's very out of the ordinary, and they're the type of people that can understand my sound and will understand the direction I'm trying to take the music to, or how I'm trying to, flip on certain beats or certain keys. These are the guys I feel like they understand my style. Getting producers to work with that vibe with you, there has to be some type of chemistry. And I think I vibe with some of these guys chemistry-wise, and it will be very, very nice to work with them. If I could change one thing in the industry, I don't think there's really much that I can change in the industry, but I would really like to add that if it was possible that upcoming artists can have access to a mentor artist. So I say this, for example, like if you're an upcoming artist, that the same way people in companies try to give their time off to mentor people who are starting small businesses, we should have like a Don Jazzy that will give his time off and say, okay, you know what, for this month I want to mentor one upcoming artist. Because I feel like if you have mentors that are teaching you the way forward, how to grow, there's so many mistakes that you will not be making, so many wrong moves that you will not be moving. I feel a lot of people are spending money and wasting time doing the wrong things till they finally realize, oh, this is the right way forward. When if they had a mentor, the mentor would have just guided them on the right path to follow. So I think that we need more music mentors in the music industry. That's one thing I think I wish I could change and add to the industry. 3 rappers that I would like to collaborate with in the industry. I think I'd like to do a song with Black Bones. I'd like to record a track as well with M-Flow. I'd like to also do a track as well with Vector. I like these guys in particular. M-Flow is indigenous, but the other guys, I like them because their style of rapping, you know, how they play with words, how you can't really catch. They are very sneaky with words, and also these are areas I'd like to explore if I'm collaborating with other rappers. That could add weight. Because that's why I got the name in the first place, Slim T. Because, and you know, I just thought it was a phase. When I get older, I'll add weight, but I've maintained the same weight for the last 15 years. So I don't even climb scale anymore because I know what the figure is. What motivates me aside money or fame, I'd say passion for what I do, because in the longest years of my life, I feel that one thing that has stayed true is I hear a beat and I still get excited the same way I was in secondary school, listening to the beat and saying, yo, I think I have a line for this. Or the same way I see a creative idea and I'm like, I have a creative visual that I want to implement for this. I still get excited the same way. So I think, now with all the clients, with all the money, with all the fame and all that, one thing that still keeps me in check is the passion of how I feel when I first felt when I was interacting with these things, and family. Like, I would do anything for my family. So, and they are the ones that have always had my back, from whether I had a business or I didn't have a business, whether I was doing music or I wasn't doing music. They've been with me for the longest time. So family and passion keeps me in check, and I pray that they will always keep me in check. Celebrity crush. I only have one celebrity crush, and her name is Neola. Any other crush is a counterfeit. Okay, if I was to give relationship advice to my younger self, all I would say is learn to be patient, learn to understand that you're not perfect and that you're still work in progress. Don't be too hard on yourself. Well, I don't know about anybody, but me, I can still enter public transport. You understand? Because personally, for me, I don't see anything wrong. There are movie stars abroad that do that. Jake Gyllenhaal, he will enter the train from time to time. So I mean, I drive, I have a car, and I can do all that. But there are actually days that I will step out of my house and be like, you know what, I'm taking a BRT. That's how I even wrote my first song. I'm taking a BRT today. I want to experience Lagos. So I'll just budget like maybe 2K and enter BRT around Lagos and just documenting what I see. So yeah, I still take public transport if I feel like it. Okay, the advice I'd like to give to upcoming rappers is it's tough. And it's not just Nigeria. In any industry, it's tough. Be it alone the music industry. Keep hustling, keep pushing, maintain those relationships, work hard. You should have a notepad. Every day you should ask yourself, what new thing have I learned today that will better my craft? And treat your rap career as a business. If anyone wants you to do anything for them rap-wise, are you either getting paid or are you getting promotion? Are you getting visual? Are you getting awareness? You need to treat it as a business, because it's only when you invest in your business that your business will pay you back in return. So if all you're doing is just becoming a better rapper and you're not treating it like a business, it's really a matter of time. So you need to treat it like a business. You need to ensure that you love what you do. You have a passion. You need to ensure that you're hardworking. I mean, there's clubbing. I mean, there's the fame. But you need to stay focused because those things can distract you if you're not careful, and it can take out of your time. So that's the advice I'd like to give to young rappers. And with God and prayers, everything is possible. Alright, thanks so much guys. It's been fun hanging out with me, Slim T, and you're still watching Celeb Hangout on Kaftan TV. You know, so stay tuned for all the things that we'll be bringing out, both music, content, projects, you name it. So thank you so much. I enjoyed my time on this space. Shout out to Kaftan TV for having me here. Once again, it's your favorite rapper Slim T, and you're watching Celeb Hangout on Kaftan TV. Till next time.